Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lady Bella and I am super excited because today I will be diving into a game-changing time management technique that has been helping me and has been helping millions of people out there supercharge their productivity. Okay, so the technique I will be introducing you to is the Pomodoro time management technique. You must have heard of this name before or not. It's derived from an Italian word tomato, and basically the alarm clock is obviously really shaped like a tomato, but that's not the point. So when you hear of Pomodoro time technique, look at it like breaking your works into intervals. So instead of you sitting down, let's say you have work to do that is supposed to last you for like a whole 8 hours, for instance. Instead of you to sit down 8 hours at a stretch and try to work or try to achieve everything within the 8 hours, what Pomodoro helps you do is to break down your tasks into intervals. So let's say, for instance, you give yourself 25 minutes to, do the things you have to do, and then take like a 5 minutes to 10 minutes break and then do it again. That way, you're going to figure out that you achieve way more that as opposed to you sitting down for the whole 8 hours. Does that make sense? So Pomodoro time technique is all about breaking your work into intervals within 25 minutes work range and obviously taking some time off to rest, let's say 5 minutes to 10 minutes intervals. Now, the good thing about it is, depending on what works for you, you might try to extend it. So, for me, when I started practicing Pomodoro time management technique, I used to do 25 minutes, and over time, I discovered that I have this stamina. I can sit down for longer hours and work. I increased it to 30 minutes, I increased it to 1 hour. So, there are some days that I feel like, okay, you know what, I am going to use the Pomodoro technique, but instead of doing 25 minutes, I want to do 1 hour. So I could sit down and have like a deep focus work period for like an hour. After an hour, I could just get up, drink water, walk around a bit for like maybe 10-15 minutes and then go back to work. That way, I feel more refreshed. I feel like I've done something, so I deserve this break that I'm taking right now. And by the time I go back to do the next set of work that I've already said to do, makes me feel really refreshed. Makes me feel like, okay, I have completed something before, so now it's on to the next one. Pomodoro technique helps you with concentration. It helps you stay focused. It's a bit easy for you to get distracted when you are sitting down to do deep work for a longer period of hours. A message might enter your phone, somebody might call you, or your thoughts might just wander around and you start thinking of so many irrelevant things, something that doesn't even add to what you're doing right now. And that's because you've sat down for too long. So your brain is becoming a little idle in as much as you're tasking it by doing what you're supposed to do, but partially your brain is idle because you've been sitting in one place for a very long period of time, right? So as simple as this time management technique sounds, it actually helps you improve your concentration level and your focus. Yeah. Okay, so in setting up your Pomodoro technique, or let's say you have deep work to do and you want to set up your Pomodoro technique, you can actually use a physical timer or you use the alarm clock on your phone, whichever one works for you. Personally, I don't really do physical timers. I do digital timers because physical timers and alarm clocks can be a bit bulky, but I think I will invest in that pretty soon. I saw a couple of stocks on Amazon that I really like, so I'll most likely get those pretty soon. But for now, the digital clocks or digital alarms work for me. So to get started, let's say you have deep work to do right now, set your alarm for 25 minutes. So that means for the next 25 minutes, you're really going to concentrate into working. No distractions. Put your phone on DND. Disable all notifications and just concentrate and work and do the things that you have to do. Once the timer rings or once the alarm rings, just get up, stretch, walk around a bit, grab some snack, drink water, do the things that you need to do without necessarily going too far, because obviously those things will be like 5 10 minutes, right? But if you're doing a 25 minute sprint or a 25 minutes deep work, I would recommend you take 5 minutes break. But if you do more, let's say 30 minutes deep work, you can take a 10 minutes break. And that's because you don't want to rest more than you're working. So imagine you're working for 25 minutes and then you stretch and grab your snacks for the next 5 minutes. Now your brain resets and takes you back to work mode. That's how it works. Now imagine you work for 25 minutes and you get to rest for like 10 15 minutes. Your brain will not be able to process that you just finished working and you need to get back to work immediately. Once it gets into that relaxation mode, it's going to be very difficult to come out. That's why some people, when they take longer breaks than necessary during their sprints, you discover that by the time you go back, you find it a bit difficult to concentrate. And that's because you took a lot of time to rest when you shouldn't have, right? So ensure you stick to the timings. Now, by the time you're done, you just get back to work. So you're going to be repeating this at least 4 to 5 times. So don't forget 4 cycles of 25 minutes work, 5 minutes break, 25 minutes work, 5 minutes break, like that. Do that for 4 cycles. And after that, you can give yourself the grace of relaxing for over 10 to 15 minutes. And then you have completed one cycle of Pomodoro. So you can actually do this. You can rinse and repeat all through the day till you get work done to the end because obviously you have work to do. That's why you decided to, implement a time management technique. So once you complete the 4 cycles, you will complete one Pomodoro and you just rinse and repeat. You basically do the same thing until you're done with what you're supposed to do for the day. So now you may ask, after, you know, implementing this Pomodoro, how does it benefit me? How does it help me? Hold on, darling. That's why I'm here. Adapting the Pomodoro time management technique when working helps you manage burnouts, helps you manage stress or balance your work and stress levels, and it helps you stay concentrated. It helps you focus basically. So it helps you focus, it helps you manage or balance work and stress, and it just basically helps you get work done within a short period of time because you don't want to sit down for a long time and then you end up feeling so tired and burned out, and maybe by the time you stand up your eyes are red or you're feeling dizzy or you're feeling so hungry because you had to suppress hunger, or you're feeling so tired because you had to sit down for a longer period of time. No, by the time you take short breaks, by the time you're done with your work, you're going to discover that you feel much better. In fact, you're going to feel like you didn't even work at all because you were taking breaks at intervals. And then obviously you're going to concentrate more because your brain is relaxed. You've managed your stress. That short break that you take has reset your body back into work mode, right? Instead of it to stretch. So look at it like you're using an engine, let's say you drive a car, for instance, you're going to drive for a longer period of time. At some point, that car needs to rest so the engine does not knock or something doesn't happen to the tires. At some point, you will also need to fuel that car and do some other servicing, right? Your body is like that. You need to fuel your body. You need to service your body. You need to relax. If you drive a car on a roll for days, it's gonna break down. There's nothing you're gonna tell me. No matter the servicing that you do, even when you want to service, you have to put it off to service the car. You can't really service a car while it's on the go, right? So it's the same thing as our body. Our bodies are engines. So you need to take these intermittent breaks to help us stay more focused, to get a lot of work done, and stay productive. Honestly, I'll be lying if I tell you that working using the Pomodoro time technique is easy. It is not easy because some people find it a bit difficult. I mean, I had that issue as well. Some people find it a bit difficult to stick to the timing, 25 minutes timing. Maybe after 25 minutes you're gonna feel like, oh, this is too short, or maybe the 5 minutes break that you're giving, you might feel like, oh, this is too short, I can't do this. So what I would say at this point, which I already said at the beginning of this video, do what works for you. I started off practicing Pomodoro with 25 minutes deep work, 5 minutes rest. Over time I increased it, so right now I can afford to sit down for 3 hours at a stretch and work and do stuffs without getting distracted. can afford to sit down for 5 hours. I can afford to sit down for 8 hours. But that doesn't mean I do that. I don't do that because you need to give your body time to rest. You need to give your body time to breathe. So if because you have the ability to sit down for 8 hours or 5 hours doesn't mean you should do that. No, that's a very wrong practice because your body is going to suppress the stress. And by the time it comes all up on you, you might probably feel ill, feel so exhausted. It's gonna feel like you were doing heavy lifting or something like that. Right? So no matter the stamina that you have, try to toggle it around and bring in intermittent breaks. If 25 minutes is too short for you, try 30, try 30, 45 minutes, try 1 hour. Just try something out, experiment it, but ensure that you have breaks in between. Have 4 cycles of that to complete one Pomodoro. Start all over again. So you figure out what works for you. That's basically how to overcome challenge that comes with managing your time using Pomodoro because you don't there's no two ways about it. You definitely you're definitely going to get overwhelmed a lot, but I gotcha. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So the next thing you would want to do is gradually implement or integrate this technique into your day, into your work day, into your school day, whatever it is you're doing that takes a lot of your time. Just start small, start with what works for you, start with 25 minutes, start with 20 minutes, start with 30 minutes, gradually try to tweak it a bit to what actually works. And then before you know it, it just becomes a natural thing because I mean, at that point, you don't need to stress yourself again. Your body is now in tune with how you should work. So if you devote like 20 minutes for deep work or 30 minutes or 1 hour for deep work, your body is already in tune with this. So it has naturally adapted and knows that, okay, Bella will have to start work by 9 a.m. and she's gonna work till 10 a.m. and then she's gonna take a break. Your body is just going to adapt. So sometimes even when you sit down and you want to stand up, or your brain is telling you, haven't you sat down for a longer time? You feel like no, 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 I haven't completed this circle. I need to complete this circle. And basically that's how it works. You don't need to really stress it. Just take your time and you will figure it out. So yeah, in terms of tools that you need to use, I would really, you don't need much tools really. If you can invest in physical timers, because physical timers just help take the distractions away. You don't need to be on your phone too much. You don't need to respond to messages or take calls. You can just put your phone on DND, turn on your physical timer, and get straight into work. But if you don't have that, your digital timers work. For me, I don't do too much, just my alarm clock and I'm good to go. You can, Google search some other Pomodoro um time management apps that you can use because there are specific apps that you can use for them. But personally, my alarm clock works or my timer. Just increase the volume. Razor, 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 razor. Increase the volume and just get straight into work. Do what you have to do. When it rings, stand up, stretch, grab some snacks, drink water, come back, rinse, repeat, finish the 4 cycles to complete one Pomodoro, start all over again, and you're good to go. So yes, that's it, my loves, for this video. Let me know in the comment section if this tip was helpful, if you have practiced Pomodoro before, how it works for you, and what you're currently practicing to manage your time. Yes, till we meet again in another exciting video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more productivity content, and bye.